target is to build large-scale solar power plants in Japan. The company aims to earn stable revenue as legislation to promote renewable power generation is set to go into effect later this year. The Japanese consumer electronics firm plans to build 3 large solar farms known as mega solar plants. One is in Tochigi Prefecture north of Tokyo. Sharp will lease a 6.8-hectare lot in a local industrial park. The firm is also in talks with 2 municipalities in Hokkaido in northern Japan to lease the 2 areas. The move comes as the so-called feed-in tariff program is scheduled to go into effect in July. Under the scheme, power-generating companies such as TEPCO must buy electricity from renewable sources.
Major Japanese supermarket chain Seiyu will start selling rice made in China. It's priced much lower than the rice produced here in Japan. The price of domestically produced rice continues to rise due to falling stockpiles after the March disaster last year. Seiyu says it will start selling rice from China at about 150 stores in and around the greater Tokyo area beginning Saturday. On Friday, one Seiyu store in Tokyo already started selling Chinese rice. Customers sampled its taste. This rice was produced in Jilin province in northeastern China. The price is about 1,300 yen, or $16 per 5 kilograms. That's about 30% cheaper than the lowest price of domestically produced rice. Seiyu says it's unusual for a major supermarket to sell foreign-produced rice on a full scale. One exception was an emergency import of Thai rice during rice shortages back in 1993.
Experts have estimated that 80% of the people who were living near the Fukushima Daiichi plant at the time of the accident were exposed to radioactive iodine. Scientists at Hitosaki University conducted checkups of 65 residents of the surrounding region last April. They found radioactive iodine in the thyroid glands of 50 of them. The team then calculated the amount of the substance each resident had been exposed to. They estimated that 5 had received dosages exceeding 50 millisieverts. That's the level at which the IAEA recommends taking iodine tablets. The residents with the highest dosage had received 87 millisieverts. That person had stayed within 30 kilometers of the nuclear plant for more than 2 weeks after the accident.
It has been almost a year since the nuclear accident at the Fukushima Daiichi power plant. Only 2 of Japan's 54 nuclear reactors are currently running, but even these are to be shut down by late April. An NHK survey has found that nearly 80% of the municipalities that host or are near nuclear power plants are wary about resuming operations at those reactors that are offline for regular inspections. The survey covered 20 prefectures along with 122 cities, towns, and villages outside Fukushima Prefecture. Each municipality is within 30 kilometers of a nuclear power plant. 14% said they would now or eventually give the go-ahead for resuming reactor operations. But 75% said they would not allow a resumption for the time being or could not yet decide. And 4% said they would never allow a resumption. The municipalities expressed concerns about the effectiveness of safety measures at the reactors and complained that the central government is not doing what it should. We also asked about what's important when deciding whether to restart the reactors. 63% replied a satisfactory investigation into the accident at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. 59% cited understanding by local residents, and 58% said new safety regulations. Only 17% cited stress testing, which the government views as a prerequisite for deciding whether to resume reactor operations.
Industry Minister Yukio Edano says the government will decide whether nuclear reactors should resume operation after local municipalities accept safety assessments by experts. In a live interview with NHK on Thursday, Edano addressed the issue of the country's nuclear reactors, which have been shut down for regular inspections. He said priority should be given to safety rather than to the need for power generation.
A thorough scientific examination of nuclear facilities by experts is a precondition for resuming power generation. Public safety must be confirmed through the objective viewpoints of experts. A decision to restart nuclear reactors will be made only after we obtain the support of local residents.
Edano also commented on Tokyo Electric Power Company, which is facing financial difficulties after the nuclear accident at its Fukushima Daiichi plant. He said if TEPCO receives financial assistance, it cannot tell the government to stay out of its business. Edano reiterated his view that if the company accepts public funds, the government should hold a majority of voting rights for shareholders' meetings.